Obviously, you notice I have my goggles on today. Typically, I'll jam my low-profile sunglasses in here under the helmet because it gives a little bit more airflow to the face, but since this is a quick ride, I thought I would go the full visor look. It's a cool look for sure, right? It looks cooler. Can't tell how old I am this way, so it's good. I should walk around with this on all the time, probably. Hey, what's up, Duff here? Yes, I know you can hear me because I actually checked the audio this time. Any of you that saw my last video about on my T4 range test, my camera dropped when I was out at Ave Maria. It landed on the right angle connector that goes between the Rode Wireless Go and the GoPro, and it trashed the audio from that point out. So like half of the audio on there was unusable. So that was unfortunate. So I did order another cable, and I did put it on, and I did test it so you can hear me. So I'm sure you're very excited about that. Wow. Because there's nothing worse than not being able to hear me. All right, so let's get going here. Even though it's October, it's very hot here in Southwest Florida today. Today is Sunday. This is some stellar camera work here while I balance the wheel on my leg while I close the garage. Hopefully. There we go. And let's get rolling. Did I mention I'm on the EX20S with its road tire, which I think I've only ridden it one time since I put the road tire on. A sad commentary in the amount of time that I get to ride EUCs nowadays. Not much. So we're doing a short ride. Eagles are coming on soon. So we are, we're just getting out just to talk about a couple things. Got a couple things to talk about. So like I said, the last ride I did was the T4 range test, where I got, again, I lost the audio, so I didn't get to give much commentary on it. But there's some confusion between the numbers I was seeing in DarknessBot versus the Begode app. When I got home on DarknessBot, it said I had like 12% battery left. When I looked at the Begode app, it said I had 40%. In DarknessBot, I was able to see the voltage of the pack, and it reported my voltage as 84%. I'm sorry, 84 volts. 84 volts. And I actually put it out there for the voltage nerds to tell me approximately what that would figure out to be battery-wise, and the number I got was somewhere in the vicinity of 25 to 35% after doing 36 miles, 36 GPS miles, so it was accurate mileage. You know, between 25 and 35% remaining on the T4. Not bad. Because of the favorable wind that I had on the way back, I was doing closer to 25 miles an hour the entire ride back. No speed limiting. So the T4 actually performed better than I hoped. I was worried originally when I left that it was going to not even have the battery to get me there and back. So that was definitely not the case. So T4 did fine. I would say you could, going the speeds I was going, between 20 and 25 miles an hour, you could reasonably get into the mid-40s range-wise. I would say that would be reasonable based on my riding conditions. I had one comment on my T4 range test from a guy who says, WTF, man. All you do is go to the same spots all the time, man. Blah, 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 blah. It wasn't quite that annoying, but yeah, that was the general gist of things. Like, Duff, you always go to the same spots, blah, blah, blah. And I pointed out to him, actually someone else pointed out to him prior to me seeing the comment, that when you're doing a range test, to do accurate comparisons to other wheels, you want to be going the same course under the same conditions as much as possible. That's why all my range tests head out towards Ave Maria. It's a minimum of 35 miles, and similar conditions, long straightaways, headwind normally one direction or the other. So it gives me a pretty accurate way to compare one wheel to the next. But you already knew that, right? I have to admit, with the EX20, I am still a little bit scared to turn it. You know, like doing a slow speed, you know, trying to do a tight turn, which I'm not very good at. I'm a little scared just because of the weight. I'm always scared that it's gonna tip too far for me to be able to bring it back, just because it is 105, 108 pounds. So, of course, it's the kind of thing that gets better with riding a wheel more. So, just something else I need to attribute more time to. If you would have asked me this morning if there was any way I was going to get out and ride at all today, I would have said no effing way. Yesterday I literally spent every minute of 6 hours out in the yard doing trimming cabbage palms, trimming areca palms, trimming brush, and I was just beat up, you know, off and on ladders. I was really, really hurting, and I still am. My right hand, like that's why I'm holding you in my left hand right now. My right hand, from holding the Sawzall, the vibration, like I have like no closing strength in this hand. It's pretty beat up, and this is my pickleball hand, man. So how am I gonna hold a paddle if my hand doesn't close? So hopefully that heals up quickly. But it was just ass-busting work. All right, let's go to the right hand. We'll try again. Ass-busting work. Cut everything, you know, cut hundreds of limbs, and then you have to get rid of it all. So I get rid of it by throwing it in the truck and driving it back to the fill pit, and then dumping it back there. So it's the kind of work that really, at this point in my life, I should be paying. Whoa, a little windy. I should be paying someone else to do. And I do actually pay someone to do the majority of the trimming, and just doing that portion of it took me 6 hours. So yeah, just me complaining. You know, you're used to that, right? You may be saying, Duff, where the F are you? Where are you, man? I'm at the streets across, when I cross Amalfi Road, the back streets over here. This is the area that I typically do speed tests in. I've flown the drone over here a number of times. It's, you know, it's the way you go to the swamp as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Like I said, this is gonna be a quick ride. The Eagles are playing at 1 o'clock. I don't have a lot of time to ride around. Oh, I did want to mention though, I am wearing my my Nobleman gloves. Yeah, I'm not wearing them just because they were given to me. I was wearing them because they're comfortable, even though it's freaking hot out. They're comfortable. The air is flowing right through them. My hands don't feel sweaty, and it protects my hands. A big sore spot in my my protection scheme is I never protected my hands. Unless you're incredibly lucky, if you go down on your wrist and you can arch your fingers up so they don't make contact with the asphalt, your hands are going to get screwed up normally. So this is a way to protect my hands. And as always, a link to Nobleman's site is down below. Use the code DUFF to get 5% off your order. Obviously, you notice I have my goggles on today. Typically, I'll jam my low-profile sunglasses in here under the helmet because it gives a little bit more airflow to the face. But since this is a quick ride, I thought I would go the full visor look. It's a cool look for sure, right? It looks cooler. Can't tell how old I am this way, so it's good. I should walk around with this on all the time, probably. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm riding the EX20S today. And when I talked about why I bought this wheel in the first place, it all came down to what I said that I always wanted. I wanted a Sherman with suspension, you know, something with the range of a Sherman, but that had suspension that made the ride experience less severe for someone like me that has, you know, a lot of aches and pains, generally speaking. That's why I wanted the EX20S. And you know, I've only ridden this wheel maybe half a dozen times, to be honest with you. I have limited riding time, if you haven't figured that out yet. So yeah, anyways, this was my Sherman with suspension, right? Sherman with suspension. Well, you know what? Now they have a Sherman with suspension. It's a real thing. The Sherman S. I've been watching the features on it. I've been watching the feedback on it, and most recently I saw EV's video on it. They got an early model to do some testing on, to give veterans some feedback on. And Lucas and Bradley, they freaking love the thing, man. They love it. Love it. They had like it was like a 45-minute video, I think. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw a good portion of it. And it just kind of reinforced how good this wheel is probably going to wind up being. So, you know, because I give a lot of rational thought and I'm real slow to make decisions, I sat there after watching your video and I thought for about, I don't know, I think I timed it like 43 seconds. And I'm like, screw it, I'm going to put a deposit on the Sherman S. I did. Yeah, through E-Wheels, you know, through Jason at E-Wheels, put a $1,000 deposit on. Right now, their site is saying hopefully delivering December of this year. Hopefully, who knows? Who knows? You know, I don't put much stock in that, but hopefully. So I will actually have a Sherman with suspension. Yes, I will. The suspension, it's a suspension more along the lines of the V11, more along the lines of the V13, but their feedback was it was really comfortable, high quality shock. It's an oil shock, not an air shock, and yeah, I'm doing it again, buying a Sherman S. So I will be selling my original Sherman, which is still for sale, my Sherman. My V12, which I have not really officially listed yet, even other than talking about it on video. And yeah, I'll probably be selling the EX20S as well. A very low mileage EX20S. Yeah, because I mean, what's the point? If you know the Sherman S has the same battery size as the EX20S. So yeah, I'll have 3 wheels for sale. I currently really only have 1 actively listed anywhere, but there will be 2 more joining it at some point. And I don't know that I want to sell the EX20S right away, because again, ETAs are ETAs, and in the EUC world, ETAs are not anything that you can definitely be assured of. But yeah, if I got it in December, that'd be sweet. Happy or Merry Christmas to me, right? That would be my my huge, ridiculous Christmas present to myself. Crazy shit, right? And there's nothing wrong with the EX20S. It's a nice wheel, man. It really is. Range for days, you know, I got what, 70 miles on my range test, going fast, really fast. It's a really, really nice wheel. Comfortable. Some people have described it as like riding in a Cadillac. Yeah, it really is. Sherman S, man. You know, if someone said you could have a V13 or a Sherman S for free, I would take the Sherman S, just all things considered. So now once I get the Sherman S, I should be good, right? I shouldn't need any more wheels. I do really like the flexibility of the 16-inch form factor T4. That's going to get a lot of use. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention regarding that, I got an email from Alien Rides. Oh, hi, Hawk. Hi, Mr. Hawk. This past week, they are replacing all of the T4 motors of the Batch 1 T4s, which is great. I think that's great. The email said that they only had like a 5 to 8% reporting of failures in those T4 motors, but they are getting new motors for everybody, sending them out to everybody. So, yeah, my experience with Alien Rides has been very, very positive, and I think that's a great proactive thing that they're doing. So, you know, they'll send me the motor. I have no problem putting it in myself, and we should be good to go. My T4 should be good to go. What are you guys doing here? Got buzzards hanging around. So yeah, I thought that was a really great thing that Alien Rides is doing. Now, if only KingSong did the same thing with the S22 motors. And while I'm giving shout outs to dealers, I saw the video that Rev Rides put out regarding their procedure for pinning the S22s. You know, how they're taking it to a professional machine shop. They showed the entire process, which I thought was pretty fascinating, what they're doing to pin those motors. to make them safe. I think it's great. I mean, talk about going out of your way for your customers. That is an awesome thing that they're doing with the S22 motors. So huge kudos to Rev Rides. Just doing a quick loop or two here around the park. I was actually just here probably less than 2 hours ago with Elsa. Just taking her for a quick walk here after I got coffee. Here we go. Let's do a curb drop. Oh. That actually did not feel good because my back is definitely tweaked from all that work yesterday. Oh, that didn't feel good. That was a dumb idea. I mean, the suspension did its thing, but I think my back is in a very fragile state right now. All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna sign out here. A riding sign out, something a little bit different, doesn't happen very often. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. What do you think about me putting a deposit on a Sherman S, huh? Crazy, right? Oh. Ask Mike in Tampa about impulsive EUC buys. He has a lot of experience in that as well. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider being a subscriber. And if you're going to subscribe, you can hit the notify bell that's over there somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't stop buying wheels. But I just need to start selling some wheels, right? Need to put more priority on selling some wheels. So that's all I have, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And until next time, Duffman out.